Hannah, Eilidh, the two of you, you're best friends. You work together here in the Aberdeen club shop and you play together for the Aberdeen women's team. Have I got that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Do you ever get any break from each other?
No, I don't think so really. No.
Eilidh, I'll start with you. How long have you worked in the club shop for?
Not too long for me. I started just in November time of last year. So it was actually Hannah that told me that there was a job role going, so I applied for it and yeah.
So she's your agent as well,
yeah,
recruitment agent as well. So you do everything together.
Literally everything.
And Hannah, how long have you worked here for?
2 and a bit years, so 3 years in September coming up.
Nice.
So.
And what do you do in the club shop day to day?
Most of the time I'm through in the online orders department, working with Sean and just doing all the online stuff, sending out orders.
And Eilidh?
Usually just on the shop floor, either the tills or just around the shop, making sure stock is all that in there and keeping it tidy.
And what's the most popular item would you say in the club shop?
I mean, the match tops are sold out really quickly this year.
It's your chance to really sell it.
I don't know, what would you say?
I don't know. A lot of the training wear sells really well.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Good. And how long have you guys known each other for? How long have you been friends?
Since we were 9 or 10?
Yeah, 9 or 10.
9 or 10,
So
yeah.
was it school you met?
No, football actually.
Football, yeah.
Football.
So I started Aberdeen Ladies and Hannah was East End, and then when they merged, that's when we met.
Good. And then how is it when you work and play together? It must be unbelievable to play with your friend and to work with each other as
Yeah,
well.
like you see each other every day, it's great, you get on so well, and then when you're on the pitch together, it just flows naturally, it's good.
Hannah, do you feel the same or?
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think it's a bond we've got, and playing on the pitch is even better.
Do you ever get recognised in the club shop for playing with the women's team or?
Couple.
Yeah, maybe a couple
say
times.
yes.
Yeah.
You can say yes.
There's like wee kids that we coach, so they come in and we see them. Apart from that, not too
Yeah,
much.
probably
really,
not.
but-
So you're both from Aberdeen. What part of Aberdeen are you from?
Bridget Dawn.
Bridget Dawn. And Hannah?
Pittodrie.
Bridget.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Nice. So the two bridges.
Yeah,
of Aberdeen.
yeah.
And you're both Aberdeen fans as well.
Yeah, always been an Aberdeen fan, family Aberdeen fan, so yeah.
So you can't get a break from the place. If you're playing, you're working, and then all the time. So how does it feel working in the club shop and also playing for the women's team? Do you feel a real connection to the
Yeah,
club?
it's really good, working for the club that you've supported your whole life and then you also play for them, it's really nice.
And Hannah?
Yeah, just the same. Being in and about the stadium is where you want to be when you're an Aberdeen fan, and play for the women's team as well. So yeah.
Good. Right, we're going to head up further into the stadium, and you're going to just tell us a little bit more about your Aberdeen journey and your footballing journey to date.
Okay, cool.
Eilidh, we'll start with you. Can you remember how you first got into football?
It was one of my pals from school. She started off Aberdeen Ladies and asked me to go along, so I went along with her, and then since there I've just made my way up through the age youth and up the ranks and made it to the first team.
What age were you when you first joined Aberdeen Ladies?
I think I was maybe 8 or 9, so whatever that is, probably 4 maybe is when I started, so yeah, that's when it was.
And there's quite a lot of the girls who were at Aberdeen Ladies, aren't there, that's progressed into the first team. It must be great to see.
Yes,
have those who they
a
grew
lot
up
of
with,
them that I was playing with it, maybe like under 17s, under 19s, made their way up together, and yeah, so we've all made it to the first team together, which is really nice.
And you've been part of all the squads through all the promotions as well over the last couple of years. That must just be great to see the squad staying together and have the large majority of them that have been throughout and now playing in SWPL1.
Yeah, that was also a really tough phase for us to all go through, but now that we're at the top and we've made it all the way together and stuck together, it's a really nice feeling.
And how have you found the step up this season to SWPL1? It's maybe been a little bit of a rocky start, but after Christmas you've really seemed to find your feet.
Yeah, I mean it was a big step up, we knew that was going to be the case, but you really realise it when you're actually playing it. But yeah, like you said, it's up and downs for us this season, but the last few bits has been going well for us, but yeah, it's a lot of learning for us all. What
about you personally, actually, individual battles and on the pitch? What differences do you notice between even SWPL1 and SWPL2?
Yeah, the speed of the game is so much quicker, players are just faster, stronger, more physical, so everything is a step up, so you know that your own game has to be stepped up, so everyone has to bring it in order to be able to compete with the teams that we're trying to compete with.
Good. And Hannah, same to you. Can you remember when you first started playing football?
Probably around the same age, about 8 or 9. I joined East End, which then eventually merged with Aberdeen, and then from then I've just worked my way up through through the age groups as well. I played at 19s, the national performance level, for a bit longer, and then before Emma gave me the call up last year. So yeah, been with the women's team ever since.
And as an Aberdeen fan, what was it like when you made your first debut for the first team? It must have been incredible.
Yeah, I was shocked, but you know, it's always a pleasure to play for the team you support. So no, it was really good.
So you've just been in the team a bit newer than Eilidh over the last couple of years. How have you found settling in and everything?
Yeah, all the girls were really welcome when I first came up, and the environment was where I wanted to be. It was a lot more competitive, and the speed of the game had improved a lot, so that's where I wanted to be.
And how have you found SWPL1 this season?
Yeah, it's a big challenge, but we all knew that. But it's where you want to compete if you want to make it all the way. So no, it's a good challenge.
And you recently made your first start and played your first full 90 minutes as well. That must have been a big moment for yourself.
Yeah, it was. I'd been working hard in training, and Gav spoke to me the week before saying, you know, prepare yourself, and I was ready, and no, I really enjoyed it.
So we're obviously now in the first team dressing room. Hannah, is this the first time you've been in?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Eilidh,
Yeah,
have you been in before?
No, never before.
Thoughts?
It's nice, yeah.
It's nice. Nice and big.
Yeah,
nice and
it
big. What is the dressing room like with the girls? Is it you're very close knit?
Yeah, we're a close team. That's something that's been like input to us right from the start since the new takeover, and yeah, everyone gets on with everyone. Although there's quite a few big age gaps, you don't really notice that when you're all together.
That's one thing, Hannah, you notice about the team, isn't there? There's some people who are a lot more experienced, who've maybe been around the team a lot longer, and then there's the likes of yourselves, a bit more younger, but you all seem to get on really well.
Yeah, I think the older ones are really helpful with the younger ones. You know, they've been through it all with the promotions and everything, so their experience really helps the younger players as well. So no, it's good having older players.
And what's it like in the dressing room before the game? Is the music playing? Who's loud? Who's shouting? Does Emma or Gav? Who says the last word? What's it like in that kind of 5 minutes before you go out?
Yeah, we've always got the music on. You know, they always want us to have the music playing. You had the likes of Tash, who's always up dancing, and LG as well. Them two together, funny. But yeah, everyone just likes to get the music on and make sure we're feeling ready for the game.
Hannah, who's got the best taste of music in the dressing room?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Lauren Gordon's always got the good music, the feel good music before a game. So yeah.
And who's got the worst?
Ooh, Fran.
Yeah, actually, I agree with that, Fran. Yeah, just not my type.
And what are Emma and Gav like before kick-off? Is it good cop, bad cop, or are they both bad cop, bad cop?
No, I'd say they're both good. You know, they want to make it nice and chill and relaxed for us. They don't want to make us all tense before a game. Before the game, they both take their part, say what they want to say, and yeah.
And Hannah, how's the work? Is most of it done during the week on a Tuesday and Thursday when you're training at Comet Park, or is there kind of some fine details going over on a Sunday before kick-off?
Yeah, most of the fine details are going over on Sunday, you know, just so it's fresh in our mind. A lot of the tactical stuff like the press and everything. But yeah.
And what are the pair of them like to work under?
Yeah, they're really good. They can see that they work well together. Obviously, I've been working with Emma for a lot longer than Gav, but having them both together is really good, and yeah, they know what they're on about.
It's a wee bit unique having two managers, having co-managers, but is it something you find works well, Hannah?
Yeah, I think it works well. I think having both their inputs, they both sort of have a different view on the game, but all beneficial in the end.
So you're both Aberdeen fans. Hannah, can you remember your first game here at Pittodrie?
Not exactly. I was probably sitting in the Markland, probably with my dad. I used to come with my dad a lot. Yeah, can't remember what game it was though.
Is there any standout games in particular? Is there one you remember?
I don't think so.
No.
Can't think of any.
And Eilidh, can you remember your first time here at Pittodrie?
I can't actually remember the first time either, but no, it's just like Hannah. I was with my dad, sitting in Markland again. We were season ticket holders for a few seasons, so we'd always go along together.
And unlike Hannah, can you think of any memorable games here at Pittodrie?
One that sticks out is the Rangers one, James Madsen scoring that free kick.
Yeah,
that sticks out in the memories for me.
Certainly a memorable one,
yeah.
Wasn't it? What's it like playing with each other, playing with your best friend? Do you get on each other's backs a little bit, or do you look out for each other more? How does it work on the pitch?
bit of a mix. I think, you know, whatever happens on the pitch stays on the pitch. So if we shout with one another, you know, it's just sort of the heat of the game. But no, it's good to play.
Really?
Yeah, usually you're not shouting at a teammate to get on at them, you know, it's to help them and help the team. So yeah, nothing's meant personally, but we're definitely always there for each other and trying to help each other out.
And on the women's game as a whole, over the last few years in particular, there's been a lot more exposure given to the game. Do you guys notice that in terms of the exposure? And then even this year, I know the club has invested in a couple more coaches that are in. Do you get, it just helps the game as a whole and your guys' individual game as well, doesn't it, Hannah?
Yeah, it does. I think the more media coverage getting over the years is really helping, and the more younger girls getting involved is really good to see as well.
And Eilidh?
Yeah, you know, you see the games getting filmed. And, you know, our first game of the season against Celtic shown live on TV, so that was great for us. But then we even noticed more fans coming to our games. Obviously, season before COVID, we didn't really have anyone. But since making the step up, there's been a great a lot of people come in to watch our games. It's really good. Just
on the fans, you do notice it when you go to the Balmoral Stadium, and in particular there's a lot of young girls as well, and you see in social media, I think it was the game against Pittodrie at the end of last season that was broadcast live. That must be great to see as well, that you're inspiring the next generation, and hopefully we'll have a couple more Eilidh and Hannahs coming through from Aberdeen. It must be great to see though. Yeah, absolutely. You know, when you're younger you look up to those players, and now that we're in the position that we can be inspiring the next generation, it's what you want to do. And Hannah, who in the women's game did you look up to when you were younger? Was there anyone in particular?
Kim Little was a big one. You know, she's still obviously playing for Arsenal, but when she played for Scotland as well, very good player. Yeah, she was one I looked up to.
And Eilidh?
Yeah, same for me. Her obviously coming from North East as well, and another one for me would be Caroline Weir. You know, seeing how good she's doing down in England and with Scotland. You know, players that you look up to.
And it must be great though now that the Aberdeen women are tied in with the club, that for local girls and young girls growing up in Aberdeen, they maybe have more like yourselves, people they can relate to and get that goal of hopefully one day playing for Aberdeen women.
Yeah, when you're younger, that's the aim. You want to go as high as you can. So when you have that pathway in the career that you can see other players doing it as well, it's great for them to have.
Good. And finally, later on this month, Aberdeen women are going to, for the first ever time, play here at Pittodrie against Rangers on March the 23rd. Hannah, start with you. How will that moment be when you walk out through the tunnel and out onto the pitch?
Yeah, I think it'll be amazing for everyone. But personally for me, just obviously being an Aberdeen fan, it's where you want to play and where you dream of playing when you play for Aberdeen. Yeah, can't wait.
And Eilidh, can you even begin to imagine that moment of walking out right before kick-off?
Not really, to be honest. You know, if you told me years ago it would happen, I wouldn't believe you. So now that, you know, it's just a few weeks away, really exciting. But yeah, that's a real moment.
And will you get a day off in the club shop before to prepare, or will you have to be in working?
Probably be in working, to be honest.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but no, we're really looking forward to it.
Eilidh, Hannah, thank you so much for your time today. Good luck for the rest of the season, and in particular, good luck for when you play here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.